We're gonna do emergency landing right now. That person next to me. I realized that he's following me and following, and there were no people on the street. Hi guys! Today we're gonna talk how to stay positive. Many people think that I'm acting. No, I'm not. I'm just staying positive all the time. Exception one day in a month when I feel like killing everybody. But I guess it's only related to girls and all the girls. Hormones and all of that. But to be honest, I'm always positive. I used to have a boss who taught me one very good lesson. He said, when you have some difficult situation, when you have problems, always ask yourself what lesson you can extract from this situation. And then it helps you to focus only on the positive things. You don't concentrate on the negative. And then your mood changes and you try to find the solution straight away. So it helps you to be more productive than to be counterproductive. I've learned from those guys that you always have to smile even when you talk on the phone. She told me, even if you talk on the phone, still people on another side, they will hear that you are smiling. And whenever you call me, I'm just like, hey, how are you? Okay, another lesson which I've learned from my bosses from Dubai. My company was struggling and I saw how my managers, they got out from that situation. They were supporting the staff because the company was losing literally millions every single minute. And my manager, he started to talk to the staff. He was like, that's fine, this is temporary, it's not gonna last forever, we're gonna pick up, we're gonna make money. And they were laughing, joking, and I was like, wow, such a man. He is just like, he sees that we're in deep trouble, but still he was like, that's fine, we're gonna recover. What I can advise you how to also become positive, just start watching comedies and learn the jokes if you cannot create your own jokes. But every skill is inquirable, so you can learn, you can master absolutely everything if you just have desire. So if you start watching movies, comedies, you will be picking up some sentences, some phrases, then you can apply them in life if you cannot joke. Another most important, exclude toxic people from your life. Believe me, I've learned that if you exclude those people who just try to demotivate us, then you will find strength in you to motivate yourself and to move forward. But if you have lots of toxic people around you and they just telling you, no, you cannot do that, you're not gonna succeed, you're gonna fail. And of course, all of us, we are humans, and sometimes we feel like, yes, I might not succeed, and at some point we might have some doubts. It's not about me. I started to exclude toxic people, even if they are my relatives, my close friends, used to be close friends. I just started to exclude them because they were demotivating me and they were telling me, no, you're not gonna succeed. And I'm like, guys, I'm definitely succeeding. And I realized that in this situation, either you're gonna be hurt or they gonna be hurt. So decide. You can find a blogger on Instagram and just start reading those comedy stuff and just start implementing them in your life. That's it. Easy peasy. Surround yourself with positive people. I realized that now I'm enjoying my life more in the USA because I have lots of actors around me. Of course, I also have directors and producers. They are also positive people, and that's why I like to work on set just because it's always fun. As just something goes wrong, for example, Mike stops working. And then, you know, like we're just trying to fix it because I'm in production side. But actresses, they're just like having fun on set. So it's always fun day. And I'm always, you know, like meeting them after work. Improv classes are always fun because people go there and they are improvising. Like we were improvising a lot, and we created lots of funny stories and lots of interesting scenes. We were laughing a lot. And of course, like there were days when you know, like we were just like doing some stupid shit, but everybody was laughing. And we understood at that point that, you know, like we are all actors, actresses, we are on stage, we are improvising, and if something goes wrong, so what? You know, like you just laugh at yourself and that's it, but you just have to move on. So never concentrate on mistakes or on some fails. It's just, you know, like learn a lesson and just move on. So now I'm gonna tell you what was happening in my life and what I went through, that you would understand that it's not just some talks and that, you know, like I became positive out of the blue. No, I had so many situations. You might even didn't have those situations. Still, after I experienced all of that, I still kept my positive attitude. Okay, so let's start from the very beginning. My visa was cancelled in Dubai. So that you would understand, if your visa is cancelled, you have to leave the country within 1 month. You cannot stay in the country 1 month and 1 day. Theoretically, you can, but you just will pay fine in the airport. 1 month you still can violate the law and you will pay fine. Okay, imagine you work in a company and one day your boss calls you and he says, you know, I decided to shut down the company. And I was like, are you serious? He was like, yeah, bring me your passport, I'm gonna cancel your visa. I was like, what? So I had a loan, and if you don't pay personal loan in Dubai, you're gonna be in jail. So there is no joke about that. Then you have rent, you have to pay rent, you have some other bills, and you're losing your job. So imagine my situation. I just was like, what should I do? Should I look for another job? Or should I go to another country or fly to Ukraine, just switch visa, get touristic visa, and just stay in the country while I'm on tourist visa and I would look for work. So I was like so stressed at that time, but I was trying to look for pluses. I was like, okay, where are the pluses? And I was like, the plus is I'm traveling to another country where I still have not been. I was like, okay, it's a plus, but you still have loan, you have lots of financial responsibilities. But at some point I started to look for pluses. Another one, emergency landing. Imagine you are in the airplane is taken off, and then you can smell oil, petrol. I was like, at some point a little bit shocked, but still, you know, like I was flying a lot and I was like, okay, so maybe I don't know, like I'm just dreaming or whatever. Whatever. And then, you know, like when we were already in the air, they were like, oh, you know, we're gonna do emergency landing right now. I was like, what? Emergency landing? Okay, so then they put us on another flight, and I flew to Turkey. I was connected in Turkey, so my flight to my city already took off and I stuck in Turkey. And imagine, you don't have suitcase, your plane already went to your city, flew to your city, and next day I had to buy new air ticket, and it cost me lots of money because I had different airlines. I was like, what? Why airline doesn't buy me a ticket? And they were like, just because you bought tickets on different airlines, so we are not obliged to buy you a ticket to your city. I was shocked. I was really shocked. Maybe some of you didn't know, but I did surgery on my nose. I couldn't breathe for 15 years I was like literally suffering, and even my friends, they were like fed up of me because I was always like, my nose was blocked and I couldn't breathe. And one day I just woke up, I flew from Dubai, and I woke up and I couldn't breathe at all. And I was like, that's it, I'm just going and I'm gonna do the surgery. And I went to the hospital. The surgery lasted 4 hours, but when I went to the surgery, I didn't tell to anybody. And I had narcosis, and I was like so afraid, and I was like, what if I don't wake up from narcosis? I was like so afraid. And you know, like when I survived that surgery, I was like, there is nothing else in my life what I would be afraid of. I know that now is this coronavirus out there and everybody is freaking out. Just like my advice to you, just do stuff in order to make your immune system strong. But you know, like if it's a destiny, you cannot escape that. You know, like I just also had the situation when I remember that day quite well. I was 15 years old and one guy was following me. It was 9 or 10 o'clock at night, and I realized that he's following me and there were no people on the street. And I went to the main street, and where all the buses were going, I stopped one minibus. In Ukraine you can stop a minibus wherever you want. So I stopped minibus, and I was like, oh thank God, I'm already safe. And imagine what's happened. He ran after the bus, and the bus driver stopped, and he picked that passenger. And I understood, as just I get out next to my house, he can, I don't know, like kill me, he can rape me or whatever. And you know what I did? I never ever told this story to anybody. And what I did, I asked the bus driver, I was like, oh, you're not going to the left, you're going to the right, despite my house was to the right. And he was like, no, I go to the right. And I was like, please stop the bus, I want to get out. And that guy, he already paid for the bus, so he didn't, the bus driver stopped very fast, and I jumped out and I closed the door very fast, and I started to run to another bus. And you know, like just logic. At that time I was like so fucking afraid. Even imagine, I was 15 years old. Even my mom doesn't know about it, nobody knows that, just some close friends. I shared with them this information. Okay, airports and airplanes, it's completely another story. Just because I flew so many times, you even cannot imagine and what type of shit I got to. There was one small airplane. I was flying from capital to my city, and it was airplane maybe for 50 people or 30 people, like very small airplane. So you know, it was raining outside, like very heavy rain. It was raining cat and dogs. And we were in that small plane, and imagine, it was like, and I was like, what is that? Oh, we're gonna die, oh, we're gonna die. And after that I said, like, never ever I'm gonna fly on the small airplanes. So whenever I'm booking the flight, I'm always going to that information of the airline, and where they write what type of airplane is flying. For example, Boeing A777, for example. And I'm just like Googling, okay, so let's see how the Boeing 77 looks like. And I'm always doing that. Just, I remember that situation when we just like, you know, we were literally falling down, I don't know, like a lot. But I understand that it's, you are in the air, and it was like maybe some hole where you just like, you got into, and the airplane just went down a little bit. But I repented all my sins, literally. Another crazy landing I had in Istanbul, when the pilot pressed the brake, and the airplane was trying to stop, but it was like so hard, and you know, like you could hit yourself on the head with the chair which is in front of you. But I knew that I always have to keep my hands like this. But I was like, oh my god, are we gonna crush something, or are we gonna crash into something? I was also like freaking out. Another one, when I was flying, never do like this. When I was flying, I was sick, and you cannot do that, because when you take off, the pressure is much higher in the air, and my ears were closing, and my nose was also like I couldn't inhale the air. And I felt like, you know, this is the end of the world. Literally, you're up in the air and your ears are blocked. You cannot hear. Strong pain, because you have infection which goes from ears to nose. And I felt like I'm dying. That's it. I'm gonna die on this plane. I had only once panic attack on the airplane when I was flying from Dubai to Ukraine, and I had a seat next to the window, and it was Ukrainian airline. Yeah, it was Ukrainian airline. So the seats there like pretty small, and you sit next to each other like so close. And I was sitting next to the window, and I was like, I started to have panic attack, and I was like, I'm in a closed space, and we're not gonna land soon. And I was freaking out, and then I was like, okay, what to do? And I asked the passengers next to me, I was like, can we switch our seats, just because, you know, like I want to go to the toilet or anything like that. And they were like, no, we better let you go to the toilet, but your seat's gonna be there. I was like, okay, it doesn't work. Then, you know, like I got out from that place, and I was standing in the aisle in order, you know, like to have mental balance. Another situation in the airplane. This one was a real thing. You know, it was a huge airplane. We had seats something like three or 2, 4 and 2. I don't remember exactly how it was, but I was sitting like usually in the aisle. I always ask to have a seat next to the aisle, and it was the front row, and one passenger fell down. We just took off from Dubai, and we were flying maybe for 1 hour, and one passenger just fell down next to me. And I was like, oh my god, he is that person next to me. You even can't imagine how much I freaked out. And when you're flying on Turkish Airlines and when you're flying on Ukrainian Airlines, it's completely different story. So on Turkish Airlines, they always ask for a doctor. If there is a doctor on board, so he or she has to come to air hostess, present the license that he or she is a doctor, and then they can treat the patient. So this guy had his sugar drop down. I'm not a doctor. I might describe it not in a proper way, but I know that sometimes sugar can drop down. And they said like he has a problem with sugar in his blood, and that's why he fainted. But me, I freaked out because they are taking time to find the doctor on board, and it took them maybe 20 minutes to find the doctor. But then they told me, they were like, can you please get up and just find the place to sit somewhere else in the airplane, because the airplane was huge. So I just was like, gosh, we have that person, we need to land urgently, just because we have that person, all these germs, and we're gonna get, you know, like toxic stuff. I just was like freaking out a lot. Guys, if you had any funny situations or some difficult situation or something like outrageous, please share that in the comments below. And if you know some secrets how to get positive vibes, so also please share this information in the comment section below. If you like this video, give me some likes and don't forget to subscribe. Press the bell in order to get notification as just I have new videos on my channel. Stay healthy, don't panic about coronavirus, we're gonna survive, we're gonna be alive, and have a great day. Bye bye.